Welcome back to The Charismatic Voice. Today I get to react to a new band that so many of you have been recommending, and after I read a little bit more about them, I totally get why. This will be Heilung performing Kriegsgalder, which I think I'm saying the right way, but it's hard to know because the band performs in these languages. English, German, okay, that's normal. Gothic, Old High German, Icelandic, Old English, Proto-Norse, Proto-Germanic, and Viking Old Age Norse. Hi, I'm an opera singer. I do lots of languages, but that's a crazy awesome list of languages, so I'm so excited to hear that. And to my understanding, they really go back into like old traditions as well. I think that they make a lot of their instruments. I'm excited to see what those look like. And they also were performing this in a castle. It's like Castle Fest, I think is what the name of it is. It's a medieval festival, I think in the Netherlands. So they recorded this album live. It's Lifa, L-I-F-A. And I'm just so excited to get my D&D nerdy glasses on and examine the song. Let's get to it. So almost the first minute of this song has been a drone that's holding that same note the whole time. That's a long time to go without a breath for whoever's playing that, or maybe they're practicing some circular breathing. I don't know. What was that bone? I feel like I need to know a lot more about anatomy right now because there's so many different kinds of bones on stage and I cannot name them. But I believe that we have a mic stand in this photo at least, or this still, that looks like it's built out of antlers? Maybe antlers. But then in addition, it looks like they've got like various kinds of antlers on their heads, probably some sort of leather dressing, and and of course like leather drums. This is really, really creative and fun already. And it kind of makes me want to go back in time and see how accurate all of this is. Like, did we use instruments like this in the past? Ooh, that'd be cool to find out. Let's go back to where we started getting a little more rhythmic elements. So the two drums that are the two rhythmic elements we're using right now, one is a much lower drum, and then the two bones together kind of function like drumsticks hitting each other. It's really fun because the sticks hitting each other are a much higher frequency and the drums are a lower one. So I like that they have that different space just with them. Like if I was looking at a spectrograph, I would see them in two very different areas. Oh my god, that's a skull! Hi, skull! Whoa. first of all, I'm feeling some serious buildup happening here. This consistent note the whole time it's almost making me antsy while they pull up this percussion. I'm just like, oh, I need to go do something. This is a war chant, I guess. So they're probably, the idea is that they prepare people to go off to war with this. I get that. Yeah. Like, I feel like I'm probably like waxing my shield right now, or maybe preparing my bardic instrument at this moment to play an amazing ballad. If you guys want to learn more about that, you should join our D&D session on October 31st is the next time we'll be streaming on Twitch and then posting some highlights on YouTube. Anyhow, this woman has amazing focus. Barley, I know this because she's got like a little leather piece that's caught up in her eyelashes, but she's holding her face really well. She's able to hold the tension. So I wonder if she sings. I feel like with this microphone here, she'll probably sing, and I want to hear her voice. I think that's a shield that he's hit. Seriously, I think that he's hitting a shield, and it looks like it has like eagles or some sort of bird maybe on it that has maybe like different tonalities. Maybe there are different pitches depending on which bird human-ish thing he hits. Don't read into that too much, okay? There's so many fun different percussive sounds that are going on, but so far we still just have one note that's being held. The anticipation. Haha! 3 minutes in, we get a voice. You guys are hilarious. Like, you know that my main thing is voice, right? But you know how much I love music, and you know how much of a nerd I am at the same time, so you knew that I would love that build-up anyhow. Thank you so much for this recommendation. I think I said it was just one note the whole time, but I think they actually had added in a minor third. So that's like 3 half steps up at one point. So they're playing in one other drony note. I didn't catch exactly when they added that, but just so you know, that did happen. Let's catch the voice. So many skulls. This is a really awesome voice to listen to. It's not fancy. I wouldn't say like, oh wow, like look at the high notes or anything. She just has a really steady tone. I think that it's so centered. That's the way I describe her voice. I like the little shakes, so she's like, ah, she like does like a little shake, almost like adding a little vibrato in at a moment. She does seem like she mostly does that when she's in a chest voice. So I'm curious if she'll do any ornamentation when she's in head voice. But most of the time so far, I think we've heard her in like a really nice, lighter chest voice, one that's coming up. It definitely feels like folk music, but with some serious beats underneath it, right? And I wish I understood better what she was saying. I didn't see subtitles available for this. I did read a poem at one point, but I don't remember all of the words that were in it. So I will go back and read that some more after this, and I will also post those lyrics in the About section in case you want to check them out. For now, let's keep going. So that's the second time that's happened. I think there's a second voice that's in here because I don't think she just sang that twice. Here, let's go back. Boop. Yeah, I don't know who that second voice is yet, but it's there. It's so funny to see this interface that he has. It has like all of these wires coming out of it and a skull, animal skull of some sort, just in front to cover it up. Right now, FYI, the two voices started in unison octaves. So he is one octave below her. That's like, so they would have the same note name. So both of them could be singing C's. One is just higher than the other. So like that's a C and that's an octave higher. Just give you a little bit of reference. That kind of octave singing is something that, and in parallel fifths is something that a lot of times we'll relate to as being archaic or medieval is a good way to put it. This guy matched her tone quality so well when he went up into his falsetto. That was cool. So the echo is sung by him. I liked that. Curious what his drumsticks, what the heads of them are made out of. I forget. I think there's a specific name for that. But I'm curious what they're made out of because they seem like bright red and they look like something that I might have seen in an orchestral kit today. Whereas almost all the stuff that I've seen on stage otherwise, other than like some of the electronics that are necessary for projecting their entire sound, have been very natural like materials that they would put together by hand 1,000 years ago, perhaps. But that's I was just curious to see that there. Also, I find this very meditative. Part of me thinks, well, aren't you supposed to be getting geared up for war? But I feel like maybe this is designed to be that moment when you are polishing the shield or tuning the instrument, as I said before. It doesn't feel like I'm necessarily like going to war at this moment. It feels like this, some sort of regularity that's happening to help center the nerves. I like that.
want to talk about peace and understanding, but you only understand the language of the soul. What if I want to make you understand that the path you chose leads to downfall? But you only understand the language of the soul. What if I want to tell you to leave me and my beloved ones in peace? But you only understand the language of the soul. I let the blade be the talker, so my tongue shall become iron, and words the mighty roar of war, revealing my divine anger's arrows shall strike all action for the good of all. I see my reflection in your eyes. My new age has just begun. Sword is soft, the fire of the furnace, it hungers to be.
So I believe we're going to refer to this section as the Viking rap. When they first started speaking, my initial thought was, wow, I actually find that sound a little bit ugly. And then as it went on, I was like, oh, but it's got some built-up tension in it. I could find some things about this sound that I dig. It definitely sounds like it's a little more constrained here and a lot of fry being used. But at the same time, it has like a droney aspect. Like it almost has like some sort of, it isn't Tibetan throat singing, but it sounds like it's got some sort of like throat singing aspects to it. Because every now and then, like it sounds like they're like playing with some sort of overtone that's on top. Maybe that's just because I'm getting a bunch of them actually at the same speaking tone. But it's totally fascinating. Like it sounds like it is supposed to be a little abrasive within this really smooth section. And I need to listen to it again. What is...
Want to tell you to...
Nope. Back a little more.
So what if I want to make you understand that the path you chose leads to downfall? But you only understand the language of the soul. What if I want to tell you to leave me and my beloved ones in peace? But you only understand the language of the soul. I let the blade be the talker, so my tongue shall become iron, and words the mighty roar of war, revealing my divine...
Yeah, it's just like, this is... At first, I admit it was a little difficult to like kind of get over that feeling of like, ooh, is that very good on their chords? I can't imagine that's good on their chords. But now that I'm listening a little more deeply, I'm enjoying the different kinds of sounds that this main guy especially is able to find. He had like different like depths of growls in here.
Only understand the language of the soul. I let the blade be the talker, so my tongue shall become iron, and words the mighty roar of war.
Yeah, right there, the roar. That part sounded like he had like some sort of overtones that he was going with to add that. It reminds me a little bit of the band The Who. And they also are like really like jamming on the same note for a lot of that too. Anyhow, I think it's super, super fascinating. This also, you only understand the language of the sword, I think is what they're saying. Wow. Right. It's like, I feel like the other two guys are part of the army, maybe that have come to them. And this guy's saying like, hey, we want to live in peace here. And it feels like it's a little bit of a, maybe it's like that parley right before a battle starts. I don't know. I'm trying to imagine more and more what kind of scene this is coming from. You guys should definitely write below what scene you imagine this in a Lord of the Rings-esque film. Okay? Paint that picture for me in the comments below.
My divine anger's arrows shall strike all action for the good of all. I see my reflection in your eyes. My new age has just begun. Sword is soft, the fire of the furnace, it hungers to be hit and wants to have 100 sisters. In the coldest state of their existence, they may dance the maddest in the morass of the red rain. Beloved brother, enemy, I sing my soul song for you, the lullaby of obliteration, so I can wake up with a smile, bliss in my heart and bliss in my heart. In my heart.
Oh. Whoa. Whoa.
Coexistence, conflict, combat. Devastation, regeneration, transformation. That is the best I can do for you. I see a great loop on the horizon. Promises a powerful sun to rise. No fire, it will make the old fires of purification. Look like dying embers. 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 Look like dying embers.
I had shivers when this section with the percussion came in. It feels like so it feels like it's brimming to violence or just to, that has a lot of aggression that's boiling up right now. That's fascinating that they're doing this without really, I love that they're doing it more with this spoken growly kind of sound rather than singing, because it feels more primal to me. Though I really do, I wish that they would like extend this into song after this. I don't know if they will, but I like almost wish that they would like break out in some sort of like crazy metal like moment, because it feels like it needs to boil over in some way. That made me like cringe a little bit at the same time as being like, wow, that was cool. I feel like they just started battle or something, or maybe the battle was with the words, because that guy's scream at the end sounded like he got hurt in some way. Not sure. Did you see how he took his breath and then used his whole body to scream? Or to yell, I would say, more than like, because screaming can have so many different implications in music, especially metal music. The way he used his whole body there is the way that you should use your whole body when you're yelling at somebody across a football stadium. Please do not wreck your vocal cords. Use your whole body just like he did. Yes. So I mentioned earlier that octaves tend to feel fairly archaic and or ancient in some way, and that also fifths did a lot. This melody is primarily building off of an interval of a fourth up, and then does like a bunch of fifth down jumps as well. Fourths and fifths can be sort of interchanged because fourth up from that bass note is also a fifth down from the same note an octave above. So it's really interesting to hear that they are definitely employing that sort of music theory, music history to create this ancient sound as well. Also, I just love all of the percussion sounds I'm hearing. It's amazing. I would love to hear this array of sounds used in a full symphony. I think that would be incredible. It's so fun to listen to. His consonants are so aggressive. It like really adds to the entire sound of his voice. I'm talking about the dude that's on the left here with the circles on his horns. Oh man, I should have worn my tiefling horns. I should have worn my tiefling horns to do this. They might not have gone with the headphones, but anyhow, I have tiefling horns. I'm ashamed that I did not think to wear them for this video. I'll pull them out for a different one though. This this dude uses really aggressive consonants to add to the already aggressive sound he has. It's like an entire aggressive package. Whew. Listen to that S. That horn, if you flipped it, would be an amazing drinking horn. That is a very large horn. What does that come from? Like, what is that, like a rhinoceros? I have no idea what this horn comes from. Also, that's very talented to be able to play it. I'm thinking about all the various instruments. Wow. I don't know. I don't know how you would play that. Like, I guess you would use some sort of vibration in the mouth, then on the edge of that. Or maybe it's an edge tone kind of instrument, more like a flute. I don't know. But that's a really cool horn. And I probably would use it for drinking lots of water to stay hydrated for my singing. What else are you thinking about? Ooh. It's not done yet. Sorry about that. I didn't catch that ending too well. I thought it was going to go on a little bit longer, and then I ended up shifting it to another section. So I'm going to give you a quick wrap now. Overall, I really dig this band's writing style, right? They're writing for natural instruments, probably making those instruments in a lot of cases themselves. And when you make an instrument, you tend to be able to find out like more about the different kinds of sounds it could create and be able to stretch it and morph it into what you want. In addition, I really dig the melody style they were writing with. It definitely felt ancient and medieval. Even the singing style, they kept it pretty simple, pretty straightforward with some very minimal ornamentation at times. And then this like primal talk Viking rap section was really fun to check out as well. It was, yeah, I feel like I'm still digesting that section. But my favorite thing in this video was the percussion. It reminded me of the Trash Can Trio in Disneyland, or like the Blue Man Group. That was just so cool. So many really awesome different sounds. So thank you so much for this recommendation. If you want to see archaic music performed in a D&D setting, you should definitely join me on Twitch on October 31st for our session there with the Charismatic Voice and Bards. And also, I hope that you will join me during premieres on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. and on my Patreon sometime soon. Check that out at one of the links below, and I'll hope to see you somewhere soon.